Hi there, welcome back to True Gooner, and in this video here I'm going to be doing my World Cup predictions. So, only a couple days to go. I'm sure all football fans are getting excited to see the big tournament in world football, the biggest tournament in world football. So yeah, I'm certainly excited. Now, we were meant to be doing a hangout tonight with a few people, but unfortunately they've had other plans, so I'm just going to do my World Cup predictions here. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do every single group, so all the 8 groups who I think is going to go through. And then I'm going to say who I think the surprise package would be. And then I'll tell you which 4 teams I think will get to the semi-finals and who is going to win it. And of course, let me know in the comment section below your predictions. So first of all, we're going to start off with Group A, which contains Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Uruguay. Now, of course, Russia versus Saudi Arabia is going to be the first game, Thursday, 4 o'clock, along with the opening ceremony. And yeah, we're all looking forward to it, seeing how hopefully it pans out. And then the second game will be Uruguay against Egypt. Now, Russia, I don't actually think they're a great side, let's be honest, but I would actually like them to do well because I have said for all World Cups, as I always want the host of the tournaments to do well, as I just think it looks good for the tournament. Not necessarily win it outright, but to do well. And I do think they will beat Saudi Arabia, and I do actually reckon they'll qualify. So I'm tipping them to qualify, and who do I think the second team will? Now, Egypt, of course, the main man is Mo Salah, who's just had an unbelievable season with Liverpool in both the Premier League and the Champions League. And Uruguay, of course, their main man is Luis Suarez. And also Edison Cavani is also a very good player. But I'm going to edge it to Uruguay. I think they'll also get through because Egypt, I'm not too convinced because they haven't been in the World Cup for quite a while, and Mo Salah is probably going to be half fit, so that's why I tip Uruguay and Russia to get through that group. Moving on to Group B is Spain, Portugal, Morocco and Iran. Now, Portugal, they've just won the Euros, so they've just proved that they are one of the one of the teams that could go on to win it, of course, especially with the second best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo. Whilst if you look at Spain, they've just got an unbelievable squad all round, the likes of Isco, Iniesta, Costa, Fabregas, De Gea in goal, Ramos, Piqué. It's just unbelievable, and the big match, of course, in that group will be Spain versus Portugal. And to be very honest with you, I can't see past them two to qualify from that group. So I definitely think it'll be Spain and Portugal that will get out of that group. But if Morocco or Iran surprise us, then fair play to them, but I really, really can't see it. Moving on to Group C. Now it's a group with France, Denmark, Australia and Peru. Now, of course, the main team is France. Obviously, they've got a fantastic squad with the likes of Griezmann and Pogba, Mbappe, Lamar. It's just a fantastic squad they've got. It looks like they've really rebuilt since the last World Cup in 2014. They've really rebuilt and got a nice young squad. So I would definitely tip them to go through. Now, who do I think the other team will be? I'm actually going to edge it to Denmark because I do actually think they have got a slightly better squad than Australia and Peru. Of course, either one of those two can get through, but I am going to edge it to Denmark. So France and Denmark to get through from Group C. Moving on to Group D, we have Argentina, Croatia, Nigeria and Iceland. Now, of course, the standout team is Argentina. Seriously, you look at their attack, Aguero, Dybala, Messi, of course, Higuain, Di Maria. They have just got a phenomenal squad all round. So, of course, you'd have to back them to go through. And who do I think the other team to go through from that? I'm going to say Croatia. I think they're a much better team than Nigeria and Iceland. Of course, Croatia have got one of the best midfielders in Luka Modric, who's obviously going to have a main impact in that World Cup. Whilst Nigeria haven't got a bad team, but I don't think it's as good as Croatia's or Argentina's, of course. And Iceland, first appearance in the World Cup, so I think this will be a too big a stage for them, but you never know. You saw what it did to us in the Euros, which I won't go into, so you never know. They did very well in the Euros, but Argentina and Croatia to go through for me. Now moving into the next group, we have Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica and Serbia. Now of course Brazil have the main team in there. Neymar, Coutinho, Firmino. They've got a great team, and again it looks like they've really rebuilded since the last World Cup, and they've got some nice young talent coming through. Of course you would have to back them to get out of that group. And who do I think the other team will be out of Switzerland, Costa Rica and Serbia? I'm going to go Switzerland, because they've actually not a bad team. Of course, two Arsenal players playing that, Liechtenstein and Granit Xhaka, and they are a team that does surprise teams on the day, so I'm going to go with them. However, you can never write off Costa Rica and Serbia, because there have been in previous tournaments where they've actually got out the group. Remember Costa Rica in the, I think 2014 World Cup, where they got to the quarterfinals, so they can get through, but I'm going to say Brazil and Switzerland. Moving into the next group is Germany, Mexico, Sweden and South Korea. Now, of course, the main team, as you all know, is Germany. Absolutely phenomenal squad all round. From back to front, they've got brilliant defence, brilliant midfield and brilliant attack. Of course, the main players are Toni Kroos, Mesut Ozil, Marco Reus. They've just got a brilliant squad. Thomas Müller. So, of course, you'll have to back them to top that group. And who do I think the other team will be? I think it is between Mexico and Sweden. I don't think South Korea will do it. But I'm going to edge it to Mexico. I just think they have just a little bit stronger than Sweden. Of course, there's not much in it, but I think without Zlatan for Sweden, then I don't really think they're the same team. Of course, they have got Emil Forsberg, who's been linked with Arsenal, who I'd like to see, and he's a great player. I think he will be their main man for Sweden, but I just think Mexico just have a little bit more, and I just think they will pip Sweden to that second spot. On to Group G. Now, of course, England are in that group with Belgium, Tunisia and Panama. Now, my predictions on how I think England will do. Against Tunisia, I think we'll win by one goal. Panama, I think we'll beat quite comfortably by these two clear goals. Belgium, I reckon we'll get a draw against Belgium. And of course, the main match for that will definitely be Belgium and England, and I definitely think them two will get out that group. But the England-Belgium game could be crucial. It's important we don't at least lose that. And it is crucial if we beat Tunisia and Panama, which we really should do. Come on. If we can't beat them, then what are we even doing in this tournament? But listen, you've got to be optimistic about your country. And yeah, England and Belgium. And to the final group where we've got Colombia, Poland, Japan and Senegal. Now, obviously Poland have got one of the best strikers in the world, Lewandowski, who's definitely going to have a big say. And Colombia, who did very well in the last World Cup. Of course, James Rodriguez bossed the show. So I'm going to back Poland and Colombia to get out that group. I'm not sure Japan or Senegal will do it, but I'm going to back those two. So those are my group stage predictions of who I think will get through. Let me know in the comment section below who you think will get through. Now, moving on to the remainder of the tournament. Now, how far do I think England will go? Now, I've actually looked at the structure draw, and if England do get out of the group, we're going to be up against either Poland, Colombia, or a dream draw will be if Senegal or Japan get out of that group. But I think we're going to play Poland and Colombia, and yes, I actually do think we'll get past them, but by one clear goal. But I do think we'll get past Poland or Colombia if we face them, which we should do. But when we get to the quarterfinals, this is where I think we won't do it, because we're going to be up against potentially Brazil and Germany, and I just think those two are too strong, and I think it's a bit too big a climb for us. So I'm not too sure, but if we can get to the quarterfinals, then I really do think that it's going to be a good, successful tournament. Of course, it's certainly an improvement to The last time we got to the quarters back in 2006 when we lost to Portugal on penalties is certainly going to be a big improvement. But if we get, I think we should be aiming for at least the quarters. Or if we get even further, we get to the semis, we'll have an excellent tournament. Or perhaps maybe we'll win it. Yeah. But all seriously, I think we'll get to the quarterfinals, and I do think that's how far we'll go. Of course, let me know if you think I'm optimistic, if you think we can get further. Let me know. Of course, the main man for England will most likely be Harry Kane. Let's hope this time he actually gets the goals and gets us firing. And yeah, that's what I think on England. Now, up to the semi-finals. Now, this is where it really starts to get very tough and interesting. And here are my 4 teams that I think will make it through to the semi-finals. I'm going for France, Brazil, Germany, and Argentina. I think it'll be those 4 in the semis. Of course, Spain and Belgium, Portugal, and England, the other 4, can also do it. But I just think those 4 have the best teams, and I think they will get their way there. Now, this is where it really starts to get tricky and very interesting. Of course, everyone's definitely going to be up for that because there's 4 fantastic teams there and anything can happen. But who do I think will get into the final? I'm actually going to go Brazil and Germany to get through to the final. And who do I think will win it? Like I did say, if you watched in my previous video on the World Cup preview, I did say I couldn't see past Germany, and for this current time I am going to stick with that. I just think all round they've just got a fantastic complete squad all round. I think they've got it all. Nice young team, well drilled, solid defence, great attack, lots of creativity, lots of skill, world-class talent. I just can't see past them. But of course, I hope they don't win it. I would like someone else to win it. But if it means Mesut Ozil's the star of the show, lifting the World Cup, a player who I absolutely love, then so be it. So I'm going to go Germany to win it. Second, Brazil. And then in the third place playoff, I'm going to go Argentina for third place. And then France for fourth place. I do think those are my predictions, but so there we have it. It's been another video of mine. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Of course, let me know in the comment section below what are your World Cup predictions. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Do you think someone else will win it? Who would you like to see do well? How far do you think England will get? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, that's been another video of mine. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And yeah, check out for more content on here. I'll be doing a few more videos, especially on Thursday when we got the Premier League fixtures coming out. I'll be doing a reaction video to that, and we'll be keeping an eye on all the Arsenal players in the Euros, and of course the England squad and all the big names in the World Cup. Please stay tuned to this channel, and yeah, come on you Reds, and come on England.